Hello everyone, this is Yolanda from CraftySentiments.com and I'm back with another video for you today. Today's video is an alternative to the paper pumpkin kit, the January 2020 I'll Be Yours, excuse me. And inside the kit, on the back page, they have some alternatives showing, and I decided I was going to make this one for you. It's kind of hard to see, it's a really small picture, but I'm going ahead and do that for you today. So I'm not going to be using any of the materials from the stamp set, just the, from the paper pumpkin kit, except the stamp set. So once you've used all your consumables, you'll have the stamp set left. And so I'm going to show you how we're going to work with that today. So I already have the images lined up on the block. So what we're going to use today is one of the hearts. I don't think it's called Heart to Heart or Heart. I don't remember the name of it. I'll link it down below. But it's one of the coordinating heart punches that come with the, that's in the mini catalog. I have an aqua painter. I have some white embossing powder. I have my Versamark. I have Balmy Blue and Real Red inks. I have my snail adhesive. I have a Balmy Blue and Real Red, both dark. And here's the cardstock that I'll be using. I have a card base. It's going to be a white card base that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have another piece of Whisper white cardstock that measures 5 by 3 3/4. And I also have, we're going to call these scraps of Real Red, Flirty Flamingo, and Whisper White. So let's go ahead and get started. Move some of this stuff out of the way so we can get started. And I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our background. Well, actually, we're going to watercolor our background. So let me get this piece together, and I'll move this to the side. Sorry about that. I bumped the camera and I don't know what happened. At any rate, let's go ahead and finish. So what we're going to do first is take our aqua painter and the Balmy Blue, and we're going to kind of crush it to get some ink on the top of the lid. And there's a little bit of re-inker left because I was using this earlier. So we're just going to go ahead and use that. And we want it really, really watery. We don't really want a dark color. So we're just going to water this down, squeeze it down, to squeeze some more water in the barrel, from the barrel, and we just really want to wash. We don't want too large of a coverage, but just however much you want to put. Because I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. And this is regular Whisper white cardstock, not watercolor paper. So it doesn't take the water really well because it will start to, as you can see, it's starting to bubble up just a little bit. And so that's all we're going to do for that. And we'll set that aside. And we'll set this aside to dry as well. Next, we are going to use, yeah, I think we can use that one. We are going to stamp in Real Red a heart. So I got the one that's the outline of a heart with that says I love you on the, with love. Ink that up. Stamp that down. Cute. Move that aside. And while I have the ink out, let me do this on the Flirty Flamingo. Oh, my paper's moving. So we're going to take the background stamp and we're going to stamp it with our ink pad. We're going to do Real Red on Flirty Flamingo. If you want, you can do tone on tone and just do Flirty Flamingo on Flirty Flamingo. But I decided to do it this way. And down. And I'm going to do this twice because I want a couple of hearts. Oops. Cool. Now we'll set this aside and we'll punch all of these out. We're going to use the heart punch. We want 2 of these. And we're going to cut out the other little heart. It has a nice little border around there. Once you get it, you line it up and punch that out. And that's all we're going to use for that. So let's move some of these things out of the way. We still need our Versamark. We haven't used that, and we'll still need to move these to the side and move that to the side. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our Versamark, and we are going to stamp Handmade for You. And we're going to use our embossing buddy. This just gets some of the static away off of the cardstock, so the embossing powder doesn't stick to it. So we're going to get our embossing powder ready. And our 2 stamps. Now you might not be able to see it really well as I stamp. And look at that. Even though this looks horrible and has all different colors on it, it still stamps clear and you can still go ahead and use it. This is what happens when you don't clean your stamp off well before you use the Versamark. So we're going to stamp Handmade for You. I'll see if I can line that up. I don't like that. That was a little too far away. So I'm going to go over to the side and do it again. I need to get a little bit closer. And I'll do that one. I'll show you exactly what I was talking about in just a moment. So, Handmade. That's better. I know it's hard to see. And the Versamark ink stays wet for a long time. So let me use this as a perfect background. We put a lot on there and we tap it off. And the excess we put right back in our jar. We'll move these out of the way, and we'll get our heat gun and emboss. You can do from the bottom or from the top. I like to do from the bottom sometimes. And it goes from a matte color to like a glossy. There we go. Move that out of the way. And we can go ahead and get started lining our pieces together. I'll let that cool off for just a moment. So we have our card base. We're going to burnish it. And we can burnish it a little bit better than that. And we're going to use our snail adhesive. First, we're going to use some dimensionals. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but we're going to use some dimensionals and some rhinestones. And I'm going to put this, because, well, it didn't really warp too bad. Sometimes it warps, and it's kind of hard for it to line up correctly. But this really didn't warp, so I'm gonna use a lot. Put one in the middle. And we'll take the backings off. Excuse me. So how is everyone doing? I hope everyone is well. The weather here is not too bad. I should speed this portion up because I know you don't want to sit here and watch me take the backings off of the paper all day long. And so we're going to, I like it this way. We're going to line this up like so. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of the heart that was stamped with love. I'll put 2 right down the middle, and I'll take the backings off of those. And these we're just going to lay down with some snail adhesive. Kind of close together. And this kind of sticks up in the middle. Cute, cute, cute. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to cut this out. And so we're going to cut this out, and I'm going to use the new mini cutter. Have you all seen this? Oh my Lord. I am in love with this particular cutter. Now, you can't get this as a regular purchase. The only way that you can get this particular cutter is by joining Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator. You can be a discount shopper. If you think you want to make a little extra money to do that, or you want to do it as a full-fledged business, it's totally up to you. But the only way that you can get that right now is through signing up as a demonstrator. And if you're wanting to do that, and I'll give you lots more information, I'll leave a link down below where you can go ahead and do that and join part of the crafty ones. But we were able to purchase this being demonstrators in December. We were able to purchase this. Love it. Now, for a while, I was totally scared of using a guillotine type trimmer because I never really used it before. But I got a chance to play around with it, and I love it. There's a little guard where it can hold your project down. Really, really cute. There we go. I'll move that aside. And we're gonna adhere this to our card. And the other thing we're going to do, in the instructions, they used some iridescent sequins. I decided not to use that today. I wanted to go ahead and use some basic rhinestones. And with rhinestones, did you know that you can color them any color that we have in our Stampin' Blends and different kinds of markers? So I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends in the dark real red. And I'm going to color maybe 3 of them. And you have custom colored rhinestones. Just like that. I was going to do some embalmy blue, but I think I'm just going to use the real red. And we get our, I don't know what I did with my piercer. But we're just going to pop this off. How cool is that? And there you have it, my friends. Super cute and super easy to make. And I also did one using the same method, but what I used instead was the Flirty Flamingo as a background color. I used Highland Heather cardstock with Gorgeous Grape ink, And this is gorgeous grape ink as well. And for the rhinestones, I colored them in dark gorgeous grape. So you can make this project tons and tons of times with different color combinations, and they will all come out beautiful as well. So thank you all so much for stopping by. If you like the project, please leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you, and I do respond back to all messages. So please leave me a comment down below, and I'll leave a link to how you can get some of these products to create your own cards as well. So thank you all so much for stopping by. This is Yolanda from CraftySentiments.com. As always, please give me a like, thumbs up, and share, and subscribe to my video to my channel. Thanks so much, everyone, and I'll be back real soon with some more videos. Bye.